Good morning, you guys. It's day 21 of Vlogmas. Happy Vlogmas. I'm looking at the red button instead of the camera. Anywho, I am on my way to work and I was listening to the Steve Harvey morning show. And usually I listen to some music just to get me pumped up, get me woken up or whatever. But an intriguing topic came along. And I was just like, ooh, let me listen to this. And he made a point that was just so good that I was just like, oh wait, I didn't even expect the point to be made. But anyway, they were talking about like blended families. This lady wrote into the show saying she has a blended family, like her and a boyfriend, they live together, she has kids, he has kids, so you know they usually do everything together, and she's thinking everything's fine and dandy. She treats his kids like hers and her kids like him, the boyfriend or whatever, and they get along, right? So then she said in the letter, she said that the boyfriend was just like, I think I'm gonna just focus on my children this Christmas, you know, and that kind of took her by surprise because they're supposed to be getting married or whatever, and he talking about, let me focus on my children during this Christmas. Like, we're supposed to be a family, what's going on? And what Steve Harvey said was just so, because everything in this lady's eyes, everything was perfect. But what he said, and then he comes with this, and she's just like totally taken off guard. She says she does notice a little difference. Of course, you're gonna notice a little difference between how you treat your kids, how you treat somebody else's kids. You're gonna notice a little difference. But I don't think she's gotten any signs, any bad feelings from it. You know, he just may talk to his kids differently than he talks to her kids or whatever. But it's still respectful, situation, right? So then what Steve Harvey says is that the reason why he probably said that is because somebody told him something. And I'm just like, whoa, Steve, you on another dimension with this, because this lady is so confused by why he brought this up, because she thought everything was going well. But Steve Harvey was just like, somebody then told him something and got into his head. And I just thought that was just so on point, because sometimes that's what happened. People are looking at the relationship from the outside, and they may feel like, oh, the person that I'm connected to that's in this relationship, oh, they doing this, they doing that, they treating them real good, because you only know one side of it. Meanwhile, you don't know what the other person does for this person. So it may have been a situation where the boyfriend or whatever was just approaching them and like, damn, well, you treat their kids better than your kids. Or the kids could feel some kind of way. Maybe she has small children and it may be kind of annoying for the older children that he has. I believe his children are like teenagers. And so maybe the children had an issue with it. But whatever the situation was, I think he should have talked about it, and they should have maybe went to therapy or something, because I think there is something a little bit deeper than what's going on, what's on the surface. And so I know people knock Steve Harvey a lot, like they try to say that he panders to women and he says what they want to hear. But when I listen to I've never heard Steve Harvey say something that's just like totally out of line. Like the other male advice people, they may give some advice that are kind of shady and side-eyed, you know, kind of manipulative and everything like that. But Steve Harvey's advice, from what I heard, I've never heard him say anything that crazy. But just the amount of insight that he has, what he gave on the situation when he said that, I was just like, oh my, that is what's going on. I would have probably never guessed that. But him being a man, knowing how men think and all of that, I was just like, wow, somebody really was in his head. That is what's going on, especially when a situation has been going well and then this new issue arises from out of nowhere. It's just kind of like, wait, hold up, why you have an issue with this now? They've been together for 3 years, right? So I'm spitting, can you see me just wet mouth? Anyway, you know why they have an issue about it now? Because somebody was in his ear. And I mean, y'all talk about Steve Harvey all y'all want, but I think he was 100%. He hit the nail on the head with that one is that somebody was up in his ear talking, and then obviously he had reservations about some type of situation, so that fed into that. So that was a word. I don't know. That was on point, and that's probably the situation, definitely. But that's all I wanted to say, is that Steve Harvey be on it. I know they got a lot of wannabe Steve Harveys out there trying to give women advice and everything like that, but Steve Harvey is like an OG, you know. May not agree with him 100%, but with that piece of advice that he had, I was just like, wow. Now, what the lady gonna do with the advice, with the information that he provided, I don't know, but that is definitely a probable cause of why this man want to spend Christmas with just his kids, because it ain't making no sense. Somebody else is setting him up for failure because they're not minding their own business. And that is the point of this whole video. Y'all better mind y'all business. Stop dipping into people's relationships and all that kind of stuff, because you creating drama. Now this lady then wrote a letter to Steve Harvey airing this man out. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to work. Y'all enjoy y'all day, and happy Vlogmas.